For watching. First thing that I want to do here is go to Forex Factory. We're prepping for tomorrow, obviously, and the remainder of the week here. Tomorrow, we do have FOMC member Bowman speaking. Super CB consumer confidence coming in at 10 a.m., which again, we're just interpreting this as either it adds volume or it doesn't. So besides from that, all this other shit is kind of noise. Richard Manufacturing Index, FOMC member Cook and Bowman are speaking. Yeah. Tap your screens, guys. I appreciate you. All right. Let me tell everybody I'm live. All right. So anyway, that's it. I believe for earnings, we'll take a look at earnings really quickly. What do you think about the Federal Reserve being hacked? Probably they did it themselves. Or probably hacked themselves. I don't know. Who knows? FedEx is coming in tomorrow. Tomorrow morning we have CCL, so that'll be an interesting one to look at. And other than that, and this is a short recap here because we don't have a ton going on, but Tesla. This one so far 24-hour time frame, and this is again my watch list. I did talk about a potential break outside of 188 today. It did tap outside of that and it got pulled right back in. Unfortunately, this is pretty not great. If you are a Tesla bull, this is not how we wanted to kind of ride here. So I'm thinking tomorrow we're at minimum going to see 177 or 176, excuse me, to the downside. Well, they have until tomorrow to pay the ransom or they will leak info they hacked. Oh, that's going to be pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't see that. Hey Potter, I just lost $100 today. Will NVIDIA go up after all of these loss? Yes, NVIDIA will go up inevitably. I know that for sure. Personally, looking at the chart, I know it'll come back. Now, as a matter of when, selling pressure is strong right now, so we'll see. Do you still? Oh my God, my browsing history. Your browsing history. Oh God. Did I take anything today? Yeah, I did. I had a couple of trades. I fucked around with Google. I had some swing trades that did okay. And then I mostly traded, I had some, a little bit of Q trading, that I did. So nothing crazy. Thanks for the gift. Appreciate it. All right. So other than that, Amazon, I'm just going to be brief here. Amazon coming up, rejecting again. It's not over yet. Right now, I would go ahead and conclude that this was kind of the box that we were sitting in, and if we do end up closing below 185, we might need to start looking back down. This would be 1, 2, 3 off the top, and that is typically not a great sign. So a reversal is needed quickly, or we could be looking at some downside here going into the rest of the summer. But tomorrow's trigger for that is going to happen on the 4-hour, where we have a box 184.27 bounce is I think where we get up and out. I'll be setting an alert right there, and that is that. Obviously, probably not a bad idea to set an alert to the top. Same thing with Google. This one looks good, sitting in the box, bounced off of its retest level today, and hopefully we're going to see a third test tomorrow. We still have empty space underneath us, but if we can punch through, get a break of 181, I like that one to the upside. So Tesla, Google, Amazon. I have a couple more on my watch list. Let's see here, 1 second. Yeah, that's about it really. As far as like kind of the bigger hitters, there's a couple off to the side, but other than that, I'm here to kind of take your guys' request tonight. So if you guys don't mind tapping your screen, I would appreciate that greatly, and I will be taking your request. Let's see here. Let me shrink. Hopefully you guys can see that. All right, so we'll do 24-hour candle closes here, but as far as Tesla is concerned, I want to highlight a couple of things here. Tesla rejected right up in here. This has been a rejection point It might not be off the exact penny, but what's most important is that we got pulled back under. Now on the 4 hour, as you can see, that kind of pressure, and I'm not sure exactly if we're gonna get like a little bit of a wick down. I'm not sold on that uptrend right there. But as of right now, I think we're looking at a leg down to 179.50 and 178.20. Both of these levels could be potentially serving as bounce levels to get us up and out. But today it was pretty spot on. If you go down here to the 4 hour, 188.95, tap, tap, tap. So now we know exactly what we need to break in order to see some upside. So now NVIDIA. Now I also have this one on my watch list, and today I ended up calling a leg down on NVIDIA if it punched back. Actually, we talked about this last night. An inevitable retest. Thank you, Coctopus. I don't know how you reshare the live that many times. That's fucking crazy. Yeah, the box that I draw and channels are pretty much the only tools that these up here. So we got a punch down, right? We left empty space. Now that's what's most important to me. So I think tomorrow we should be looking for a bounce off of 116.35 and or 115.80. If maybe 112.50, these would be 3 price targets for us to abide by. But if you go to the hourly, I do see some potential in a channel, right? Kind of lining up perfect there. But we're gonna go ahead and run that up to the top, right? Make it drop. And that's a wet ass chart right there. Look at that, beautiful. So we got a nice little bit of structure here. We have a, we're gonna go ahead and call that what it is, 118.37, double tap right there. And then the green candle close for me, I think on NVIDIA, if we bounce tomorrow, 121 would be a great mark. And then we could start working our way up through some of these lower time frame structures and make them, but here's one thing that I know, okay? Inevitably, this box right here with that floor is gonna get retested. Inevitably, this empty space will get filled. And looking at it on a higher time frame, that empty space is really reassuring. You don't fall just like, unless the company is going bankrupt. So inevitable bounce, obviously, the way that we track whether or not something is going to go up is by recovering levels, especially on higher time frames. So the nearest level here on the 4 hour would be 119.20, and that's where we're gonna want to go long, motherfucker. All right. What happened? Do I buy crypto? No, I'm not a crypto guy. Let's see. Yeah, CVS did what it was supposed to do. So did Pepsi, if you guys remember me talking about Pepsi. So, all right, let's take a look at the Qs. Now, for all technical purposes, right? That is a successful punch down. Now, tracking the channel on this one can be difficult while it forms and is usually best done. But let me tell you this, just like NVIDIA, right? Just like NVIDIA, it left empty space. I'm so fucking pumped up. Now, I will tell you this, we have pain if we end up coming into this level. And right now, that bounce is coming off of this floor right here. If you look to your left, guys, all of this is actually really easy to interpret. Thank you so much, Ivy. Look at you fucking grinding in after hours. So this is for me, this is actually really easy. I think this is pretty simple. Tomorrow, the Qs re-climbing above 475.57 will be step one. And then the beautiful, I mean, this is gorgeous box up above us. I mean, I sound like Steve Irwin for stocks. But that's what we're looking to recover. That's what we're looking to go up and punch over. And then again, one of the things that I'm looking for is developing trend. And I think if today's bounce is it, and I talked about potentially taking some calls into today, this might get us what we're looking for, or where we're looking to go. So, Carvana. I was just looking at the video. Thank you for the gifts, guys. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. All right. Damn. It's almost like the system that I created isn't some bullshit. Isn't that fucking something, dude? You took that? You took that shit? Fucking look at that. I mean, what the fuck, bro? This is that type shit that literally just like, it doesn't get old. It doesn't get old. It blows my mind every single time it happens. Are you? Okay, never mind. I got Peyton one of those electric fly swatters, and this sounds like not. It sounds like murder in there. Your system has been my second source of income for 2 years or a year and a half. I don't know. Let's fucking go, dude. It's so simple. It's so simple. You just gotta abide by the rules. It's mechanical. It repeats itself. You just gotta go find the right setups. What an incredible trade. So my analysis here is Carvana, right? Needs to obviously break cost basis. And that's where we'll be looking for some upside. For any sort of potential downtrend, it would look something like that, right? But we don't have that tracking quite yet. Now, we can go to a lower time frame and track where exactly this could potentially fall, but also maybe even track, let's see, 2 hour here. Ah, there it is. So on a lower time frame, we've got a really, really nice box. And if I'm not mistaken, you fucking stopped right at that cost basis too. Incredible. Incredible. So anyway, yeah, I think tomorrow we're looking for a break candle close, 2 hour time frame, 122.10. Hourly time frame would be possibly a little bit more argumentative with a 123.70 close. So been losing for 3 years, not anymore. Sheesh. All right. Now, I have already done the QQQ. I'm going to write these down. I wish that it would show you. Oh, thank you for the fucking superpowers. So I did NVIDIA. I did Carvana. And I think I've done the Qs. I believe. Is that a Crown Royal drink? No, this is, and forgive if you see my fingernails just got out of my garden again. It's one of my favorites. It's a raspberry sour. All right. Oh my god. Yes, this will be posted on YouTube. All right. A fucking galaxy, dude? What the fuck, bro? Appreciate you, dude. I love sours. It's a phase. All right, so let's take a look at snow. And I'm gonna try and make these. I'm trying not to spend too much time so we can get some. But listen, I'm gonna say it once again. I've already said it multiple times. This shit. Now we're looking at a 122.60 bounce, but all we have to do. You listen on this setup right here. I would block out all other stocks. If I was like somebody who was undisciplined, I would block out all other stocks. And if it was a matter of like piling into one trade, I mean, this is the kind of setup that I would risk it all. Not necessarily now, right? That's where the patience parts comes in, but it's creating some critical components as it moves. Now, again, floor here, I think it's a weekly floor as well. But what you're doing is leaving a box. And what that means is you now have a accurate mark, right? It's not empty space. It's an actual floor. So 126.44 recovered on snow. I think at that point, since you got a candle close, I see downside tomorrow. But I think at that point, when this is recovered, punch back. And this right here, I'll make a fucking massive bag. Massive bag on that. I love high. Yeah, IPAs are a little bit. The things send me to the fucking moon, my boy. The fuck was that sound? Everybody alright? Did you scream? Do I have a mental disorder? My daughter just said yes. Okay, cool. That's great. Anyway, parenting's going fine. My daughter just called me a lunatic. All right. Fucking. All right. Plot twist: Potter's Home Alone. Right? Nobody's actually here. I actually don't even have a family. I'd short where your cursor is at. Don't touch my cursor, dude. That's inappropriate. All right. 126.50. Yeah, well, where it's at currently, I'd be shorting to. I mean, this is pretty simple. Look at that floor, right around that 122.50, maybe 121.86. I think that's an easy. That's probably a pretty good bounce play if you flush clean, and that means that you just dump. All right, Lemonade Weekly looks really good. Now that I'll fucking entertain. I haven't looked at Lemonade in a minute. Okay, hold on. It started off good. Now I'm a little bit more disgruntled here. Lots of empty space, so it has one element that we really like, so we're gonna highlight that. Now let's see about this channel. Okay, now let's see about this weekly box. Now holy fuck, right? Bam. So what I see right now is a floor at 1585. I saw a candle close there last week, and right now this week you've pulled back to that floor. The attempt is going to have to be to bounce off of where I would say right now 1550, bounce and then move back up and break 1760. And at that point, I mean, unfortunately you're not dealing with a ton of empty space, but I would be aiming around 2330 would be one of my first instinctive price targets there. I know this sounds wild, but let's look at the month. Oh shit. Okay, so super clean on the month. Super clean. Ooh. And you're literally just sitting right under cost basis. So it's a potential 1062 on the monthly, but look at that wick bouncing and pulling you back up to 1580. It's definitely got some pressure to the. Holy shit, dude, you need to chill out with these gifts, dude. Holy fuck. I feel like I should start stripping or something, you know? I don't know. Do you want to see my feet? Just kidding. All right. Snow. Yeah, I already did that one. We're losing our minds. Path. The jellyfish are getting to me. Holy fuck. Now, first of all, I haven't looked at this chart. Once again, me coming back to a fucking chart because the market is mechanical. I don't make decisions. I'm just telling you what I've seen over the last couple of years. We're sitting at cost basis. So the analysis is break today's high. And that's about as simple as it gets. That's about as simple as I can make it. Simple. No, Nick, no. So if you're new here and you guys have not used my method, first of all, everybody's going to teach you to use the daily time frame. I'm telling you, forget that shit. Half of the people who teach this shit is trash, right? But what I'm trying to show people here is that the market is open from 4 o'clock in the morning to 8 o'clock at night. So that is 8 hours of extra data that you're not including on your chart. And I would like to, I actually love to show anybody here who's watching, and I just use this because it's in the back of my brain at all times. I want to show you really quickly why I do that. So take a look at this box. Do you see how clean it is? I can draw a box around it. I can see a floor, bounce, 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 right? Wick right off of that floor. It's really easy. It's kindergarten. Box, right? I can do the same thing here to the downside, right? Tops, bottoms of those candles, bounces off of cost basis. Now watch this. Take extended hours off. Trash. Trash. That's the market they're showing you. This is what the market really looks like. It's easy to trade. It's mechanical. So I don't give a shit about what anybody else says. In fact, I only was able to create this strategy by tuning out everything I thought I ever fucking knew about the stock market and letting the stock market teach me itself. So anyway, SQ. Okay, so let's go over here. Now, again, stepping back into a fucking chart. Now, I think this chart is fucked. Excuse my language. It's like I want to get banned. We're going to bring that down. Yeah. Yatso. 65.25 right here, tapping off of cost basis. Analysis does not change. There's the floor. You closed on the floor. So tomorrow, we're going to look for SQ if it pulls back, we're going to look for SQ to bounce off of 63.77. And we're looking for SQ to break today's high to give us access to this empty space with a multitude. Listen, this is fucking this is kindergarten analysis. You just have to fucking take the trade if the trade triggers. But the trigger here gives you a clear price target of $69 and $69.65 would be two targets that you could easily. I mean, I like that trade. I'm going to go ahead and take this alert. And I'm going to drag it down here to cost basis right at today's high, 65.40. Easy, done. Leave it alone. All right. FedEx. Actually, this one is juicy. And UPS kind of had that mirrored look to it. Now, my 24-hour chart, a little tistic here, but we're going to go ahead and clean it off. Start with the weekly. We're coming out of an area or a range. You can see that right here. That's a box, right? So now we know where we don't need to go, which is 253.67. And the first green candle to my left is 262.50. Let me go down here to the lower time frame. Oh, god damn. That shit didn't, I don't even have a chance to stop that shit. And look at that. 262.50 is cost basis in the box up above. And you have a double stack right there. Beautiful rejection. Oh, god damn. Marcus Mechanical, baby. Yeah, so right now we're looking for a candle close at 258.19, punch back over 262.50, and I think that triggers FedEx to go break both of these and move into the upside here. So huge oscillations, and if I'm not mistaken, we're also sitting at cost basis on the 24-hour. So if any sort of, now at the same time, right, these are price targets that are meant to be recovered. So if you tap this and then you come back down, that could be a punch back to the downside. So FedEx says earnings tomorrow after close. So price targets on earnings include 262.75 and I'm gonna say 280.250 if things go fucking nutty. Man, that's a weird looking setup. It almost looks like it could come back down. Let's see if we can see an uptrend here. I mean, that's spicy. So maybe FedEx double punching back and we see 309. 309. BA. Should we get out of NVIDIA? Who's we? No, just kidding. I will take a look at that in just a second. All right, I did look at that. That will be in the YouTube video tonight. So if you want to take a look at that. Hourly chart coming back down. And once again, even on the hourly, fucking pinpoint. It's beautiful. So 177.50 is your bottom. You bounced off of it 2 times. 177.50. And then above you, and you have an interesting setup here. Fuck, get back there. So first of all, you tapped off of the trigger to go higher, and it's always wild to see fucking people go short on BA because of the news and get absolutely decimated. 180.60 break, and we've got empty space to 182.11 and potentially up to 183.50. But yeah, that is the trigger. Lower time frame, even than that, I do see a box right here, and so you're looking for a punch over 179.71 on the 15 to bring you up higher. So 4-hour boxes work well. Yes, all stocks should be done from the top down though. Could I check? Well, let's look at Fitbit. Is that Fitbit? Oh my god, I thought it was Fitbit. I thought that shit was delisted. Fifth Bancorp. All right, let's see here. Gotta stop squinting my eye like I'm a fucking sniper. Okay, cost basis. So a break over today's high, I believe tomorrow will give you 37.62 followed by 38.12, where you have a potential punchback above 38.62 to take you right up to $40. ASTS I'm trying, guys. I'm trying. There's so many requests here, but thank you guys for tapping your screen. I'm trying to get to everybody's request. If you guys have any questions about anything that I say, like what the fuck is this, or what is a cost basis, ask me. I'll give you a quick description of what exactly it is, so you don't have to fucking have that rattling around your your fucking head all night. Above 1072, look for a retest of 1119 on the hourly for ASTS. The 24-hour is just showing a bounce off of 988, which is the box up above. So if you do lose that, you would have 940. And of course, I'm not super happy about that floor. I'm going to go ahead and bring that up. So I say basically $8.98, $9 down below you would be where this would be a punch back down, and you would be looking to fill this empty space and land at 555 right there. Cost basis is just consolidation? No, cost basis is the 50% mark in consolidation, which, if broken, promises a new high in one direction or the other if you have closed outside of that box and re-entered it. All right, I see XOM. Is there a specific video of yours to watch for the method? If you have quite a few, yeah, go to the educational. You'll see a couple of different videos on the Potterbox method. I also have the Potterbox workshop inside of my Discord. You guys can get that. It comes with a month. It's on my website. The website is Simple Stacks Investments. But if you don't want to, it has all the information. I mean, from fucking top down, even if you're a brand new trader, it's all there. So I'm going to restart here because I just don't like that chart. So you just did punch back today. So right now I'd say 115.44 is the first target. And of course, I think you're recovering this channel, or perhaps you're extending it. I know most people will probably cut through those wicks. I'm not one of those people. Yeah, so I'd say right now you are faced with breaking that potential downtrend by breaking 115.50. So, Potter, you really named this rizzing the market. I did. I don't know. What should I do that? User 172487, dude. Appreciate that, man. I don't even know why that's up there though. Carvana's already been done. SPX. Man, I'm killing it. Coin puts. How much longer should I push it? Remind me here. You have to comment that again. Listen, it's honestly easier for me to give you SPY analysis because this shit looks like the daily chart, and I can, but it doesn't work out as easily. So, I mean, if you can just translate this to your chart, I think that's about as simple as it's going to make this. So right now, we unfortunately closed underneath the box below on SPY, which is 543. We have a box up above, and I'm going to restart everything, even though... Yeah, so this is actually really beautiful. And if you're somebody who is looking to go long, I see a nice trend being set up right now, at least on a lower time frame. Little downtrend right here, and then we have a box right. Come on, motherfucker. We have a box right here. We've obviously bounced right off or bounced inside of that box and are retesting the resistance. If it is broken tomorrow, and this is about as simple as I can make this, you will go hit that 544 above today's 543.10. That's empty space, 543.80. And write these down, right? 543.75 and 544 are your two targets, and you have a Potter box above you. The 50% mark is 545.15. If that is broken, there's a floor right here where I told people that if you wanted to go short, or if that's where we were going to retest today, and that is exactly what happened today. We saw a retest of that 547.06, which is the floor up above us, rejected, and then punched down below, and this box looked just like that. So you ended up punching down below that box. We're going to go ahead and extend that back up, and you're going to try and go retest the bottom of that box. So GNRC, Generac Holdings. This shit is about as liquid as hell. Someone's probably worth doing. I don't really like that either. So it's going to be a little bit more difficult charting shit like this, but this is what we're looking at. And it looks like you have 137 as a floor right here, and you have reclaimed that floor. You also have a box up above, and it has a cost basis right here at 149.63. So I think today or tomorrow, and again, how this thing moves, not super beautiful, but you're there. If this is gonna break, I would, and then hold on a second, get fucking real, dude. And you're retesting the top of that, so break over 140.80, 141, and I see Generac moving back up. Otherwise, if you reject and you break this cost basis at 133.62, you're promised some downside. So what exactly is cost basis? Cost basis is the 50% mark in any area of consolidation. So if you go sideways in anywhere, right? So right here on Generac, we look at the bottom of the green candle on the floor, top of the red candle or resistance at the top, and then that 50% mark is typically where, and that's not a perfect box, but that's if broken, or if you get a candle close above that, typically you will, if not all 100% of the time, see a new high. This is the strategy. And then what I look for outside of that is I look for a box to be punched up above, but I also look for empty space, which doesn't, cost basis is how much you paid for the stock. Yeah, that's, we're not, I took it, the definition, and I made it my own, because it applies to what I would consider to be the cost basis within a certain price range where that volume is concentrated. So that's just what I call it. It's a technical analysis term that I've technically been sistered over from that, but yeah, it is what it is. What are those thin white lines you placed? Thin white lines. Thin yellow lines? Owen Can, I'm not gonna, I don't answer questions like that, man. Best stock to invest, there's no such thing. I mean, everything is temporary in the market. So you always take your trades at cost basis, or is it acceptable taking the trade, leaving the box? Both. It's acceptable. Oh, the channel, that's a channel, sorry. Yeah, MU is in all-time highs, if I'm not mistaken, but it did come back down, retest one, or no, it did fall from all-time high, excuse me. This one did come back down, retested that 135.62 almost on the dot, and then yeah, left a fuck ton of empty space. Listen, MU, if you're just patient, dude, if you're just patient, man, I'm telling, dude, sorry, I get kind of like amped up because I've seen this happen so many times that I'd be fucking dumbstruck if this shit didn't fucking play out the way it ought to. We have a floor underneath us, and that's 137.50. We have a break point right here at 142.81. We have a cost basis at 145.18. This all requires hourly candles. This, I want that, right? And that's 146 to 156. That's a $10 fucking move that's more than likely going to happen between 2 days on MU. So all I have to do, instead of fucking sitting here and chomping my teeth and trying to fucking take every 5-minute candle, I'm gonna set some alerts and I'm gonna fucking dip. Good chart though. Does your strategy work to trade? My strategy works on any market. Looks beautiful for leaps. Yeah, it could be a good setup for leaps. This is a lower time frame setup though, so particularly for scalps, I would be looking at this. So, yeah. What? Why that floor? Candle close on the hourly right there, 157. Yeah. 232, bro. All right, I did do NVIDIA. What's the difference between the Potter box and consolidation? Not a damn thing, brother. It's just the way that we use that area of consolidation. I will say Potter boxes typically don't appear without extended hours data. That is one variable that you have to take into consideration, because my consolidation sometimes is not even visible to anybody else but me. Because sometimes those boxes form in after hours and in pre-market and they're not visible. Do I have a course that I'm marketing? Not currently. I have a workshop, but that's not what this is for. If you just pay attention, you don't have to buy that shit. So, I mean, it's there. It has all the information. So, if you're curious, but why are you copying Starboy? Get the fuck out of here, Big O. I love you, dude. Crazy. How did you learn to chart? I'm desperate to learn. Gavin, even though that's kind of a scary word for some people, I like that. I did that by, first of all, having a insane mistrust for any and everybody selling a course on any form of technical analysis. And so I watched the videos and decided that I was just going to let the market show me. Because when I first started this shit, every single person that I had, and I only bought a course, but every single person that I saw teaching anything, I could go take that information and just Google it. And that information would fucking come up. And so I have a deep mistrust of most human beings that operate within the stock market. So I immediately kind of cut that off. And I just put myself through the shit. So, I mean, honestly, I wish I could elaborate a little bit further than that because the story goes, further than that. But yeah, if you're on the free side, not enough people talk, but that's a chat room for you guys to fucking ask me questions. And, you don't have to, the option is there. You want more of my time? You got to pay. If you want me to teach you from start to finish, you got to pay. If you want to just, and this is just a matter of resourcefulness. If you're here, you got time, and you're willing to do that. I mean, you could do it on your own, and I've had many people do it. And then some people, and it's nothing to be ashamed of, need the extra help, need the extra attention. Some people just learn different, right? Some people learn on their own. Some people learn better in a groups. So, has anyone here made anything with his method? If anybody in here would like, that's in my Discord, like to answer for Mike, I feel like, yeah, I'll let them speak for me, man. That's actually, yeah, I'll always let my members speak for me because they know. I've made at least $8. See, I quit. There's some people in here, man, who have changed their life, and I would say this, that the majority of people who learn my strategy, the only variable is you. So, the only variable is you. I have people in here who just can't fucking get their shit together, and it's just internal. But most, if not, all of my trades go over 100 to 200%, so. I bought Potter his new house from what I made from him. Yeah, he did. I turned $84 into 10K in 3 months. Yeah, so I don't know. I think. Probably. Let's work on meme coins. What is the best way to learn? If you can go to the website and get the Potterbox Workshop. DM me once you're done. If you join my Discord, you're allowed to talk. You're allowed to DM me. You're allowed to ask me questions. But we're... Excuse me. Audio problems on your side or my side? The link's in my bio, or you can go to simplestacksinvestment.com. When you join my Discord, please DM me. Just give me a quick rundown on why you're here. Okay, that's it. So just give me a quick rundown on why you're here, what your goal is, how long you've been trading, whatever it is that you think I should know. Please drop that in there. Peyton, will you grab me another brewski? Not a root beer. What the hell is that? Real beer. Root beer. Big O, For you, my Discord's $21,000 a day. Hey, it's me, Dan. You better watch that. You better watch. This man said, yeah, woman. All right, let's keep fucking charting. Oh, yuck. Sour beers aren't beer. Hey, you pipe. Yeah, the beer. I definitely didn't say root beer. Copenhagen Long Cut Original. Is that Sprouts? That can't be a real thing. All right, drop your request, guys, or I'm gonna cry. Yeah, the last one. Cause you always okay. So when I get you beer, you go ahead and tell me what you do with these. Go ahead, let me hear it. You only need one, but we'll really say you only need a quarter of it. Yeah, Peyton drinks a quarter of my beers and then just leaves it on the counter. The fuck? All right. Anyway, I don't know what the hell that is, homie. So I'm gonna move on. RW Toes. Ew. Sandra, Amazon. That one has already been done. It will be on YouTube tonight. Please go look at my YouTube if you guys have not. Redwire. What the hell? What the hell? Ooh, what? Yeah, I saw that. You got like liquor pops or whatever the hell like that. Yeah. All right. I'm sorry. If I get taken down by BlackRock guys, you guys know why. If I get smashed, Marky Mark, if you don't fucking get out of here, dude. That's fucking crazy. That's fucking crazy to me. That right there, the fact that I'm going, and listen, I'm not stretching anything. I'm not trying to make it work. Look at the bottom of the green candle here, the top of the red candle's there, and you are being held down by cost basis. So my analysis is weekly candle close out or up against or above 645. It's that simple. I'm not sucking on anything on live. I'm not putting that in my mouth. I'll show them why, but I'm not putting it in my mouth. They're gonna screenshot me and my career's over. So, all right. Anyway, keep it going. Chewy, dude, I want you to feed it to me. That would look even worse. Get out of here, dude. Is it? All right. About to... Big O, dude, you got to stop, dude. They presented at the Space Summit tomorrow. They're probably gonna get some volume. Redwire. Okay. All right. Anyway, Chewy on the weekly looks absolutely phenomenal. That's that empty space that we were talking about. Our first target, guys. This is it. It's just so simple. 2950. 2950. Now move to the 24-hour time frame, and we got a little bit of flack, right? So we'll delete everything, because if we did it once, we could do it again. Now let's go ahead and make something really clear. Where do we not want to go? We can clearly see by the top of this red candle here, that is exactly what we're bouncing off of. We also have some structure underneath us, just in case we do lose that to bounce off of. That's 2392. Leave that on your chart. Now, up above us, we have a overhead resistance, and that's going to be right there, and that's exactly what the fuck we wicked off of. This shit is fucking mechanical. Man, dude. I'm sorry. That's it. I mean, this is it. Literally break today's high and keep moving up. Riot, my boy, I'll buy you breakfast next time you're in town. What town? I got out of Team Bull. I have a lot of people who were in Team Bull. Which time frame is the best to learn on? PD, you got it wrong, brother. We're gonna backpedal here. Everything starts on the weekly time frame, and we move down 24-hour, right? Hourly, or 4-hour, 2-hour, 1 hour. We do top-down analysis in order to break those plays down, in order to kind of describe how and where we should take our trades. So listen, if I get into a trade, I can describe to you in story form what I'm looking to accomplish or why I did what I did. How did you learn to trade? I literally fucking, instead of trying to take anything, I just fucking dove right into it. Chad at ADT scammed you? Yeah, you and everybody else, man. I need somebody to post about me on Reddit because that's how he gained major traction, is on Reddit. But I got banned. Oops. I got banned. NOW, Sunny. I thought you were being really demanding, but you're not. I get it. All right. Okay, that's fine. Oh, wow. That's crazy. I remember the FDA. By the way, if any of you do like penny stocks or biopharmaceutical stocks, you can use this website right here, and it's the FDA calendar. Not a lot of people look at this shit. If you do have Benzinga Pro, you can use that. But what it does is tells you like what testing is being done, and if you get to the second or if you know that you have second or third testing trials coming up, I used to do this shit, you'll typically get volume, and you just have to make sure that it's something that is like cancer. I know that sounds fucked, but that's just the way that it is. So that's how I caught Saba, and I made a fucking goddamn doctor's salary. All right, so NOW on the weekly is kind of what I want to focus on first. So let's take a look at what that looks like. That does not help me at all. That literally doesn't help me at all, and that's very rare that I feel that way, but we gotta, okay, so that's actually something to look at. The NOW bouncing, pulling itself back up. Oh, god damn. We've got more empty space up above us. So here's what I'm gonna do. That's the box right here. Let me go to the 4 hour. So here's what I see, and this chart is kind of a little bewildering, but 735.50 is what we need to hold. You have more empty space up above you. You are sitting at a former resistance at 750. If you break up above 750, you'll have two targets, one 757.60 and 780. That's what I'd be looking at. You correctly predicted NVIDIA downfall from yesterday. Thank you, sir. Actually, something that I've been wanting to do here, and I might have Ivy help me do this, but I want to do kind of like definitive clips while I'm doing these lives where I say, all right, so for NOW, I think that, you know, XYZ happens and this price target gets hit, and then just posting like 10-second or like 15-second videos on TikTok. Blade DJ8 in the Discord said, hey Potter, do you have a challenge account? I am working on a $100 challenge right now. It's been back and forth. I haven't really broken the starting amount, but I also haven't been extremely focused on it simply because there's been pretty big trades that small account can't afford. So I have to be pretty with small accounts, guys. Everybody just throws shit at the fan, hoping that it hits something beyond it. I don't know what. Damn, thank you for the gold mine, dude. What the fuck? And that that would typically you have to be pinpoint. You have to know exactly what you're looking for, and you have to find contracts that fit so that you can compound your entry. You never want to buy one contract of anything. You want to try and buy like 10, and it's possible with a small account. So all right, so anyway, what's with the website with the calendar? The calendar? What calendar? Oh, that is right here. I'll post the link in the chat. You guys just copy and paste that or screenshot it in your, most people's, that's a heat map, but hold on, Control V, right? Yeah, there you go. I just posted it in the chat. Thanks, I do have a small amount of money. Also, I'm trying to mount down 1100. Blade DJ8 and anybody else in here who has not a lot of money and you see your account bleeding right now, hit the brakes. The market is going to exist in a year and 10 years, and if it doesn't, you got fucking bigger issues. Okay, so slow down, If you didn't know what you're doing, that's fine. You can recognize that for what it is, but don't give yourself emotional weight or baggage to have to work on or work through later on. Okay? So, anyway, so let's move on. Apple. Apple 24-hour. Oh. Now that we might be bearish, guys. Big might, but that right there does not say down, but it does say that we did retest the box up above us. Let's go to the 4-hour, and we have confirmation on that. So now we can see very clearly that we have a box up above us. We retested, so anytime you break something, you retest. Now, what we can also describe this as is a range in itself. So we are now building another box. So it's quite simple, really simple for me. We're going to want to break above 212.40, and we're going to want to get obviously this is a 4-hour, so we're going to have to dive down a little bit deeper, but I do feel confident in 213.15 on a lower time frame. If that is able to be recovered, then I think you're in good range to punch through this box. And I believe we also had a channel, and look at all these fucking dead channels. It's like a channel fucking wasteland over here. Look at this shit. I already did Carvana, folks. Carvana has a great setup. It will be on YouTube tonight. If you don't have my YouTube channel, it is right here. My goal here tonight is to Potter Stocks Trading. A little bit more about where the focus needs to Potterbox. Actually, right here, Potterbox Workshop Introduction. This actually gives you a good rundown. Feel like, you know, somebody's not right there. And breakdown. This is 3 hours. This is me telling you what's in the course, and it took 3 hours. Not that it's a ton of information, but it is a lot of information because it's all the information. Like, you know, option contracts, choosing options, learning about candlesticks, all that other good stuff. So, all right. Anyway, I think also, if I'm not mistaken, that is insane that a tiny ass little box like that would bounce 206.50 to the downside, and I think Apple starts to eat into this lower time frame space. But set your alerts. This could be a good trade on Apple going back up. I think it has a good setup. All right, go PayPal. I know you guys are asking for Apple. Look at that one. Oh, so we called this one. I said it does look good if it climbs back up above 60.80. It did not. That's my only analysis for upside. It's that simple. Wait. Floor 59.12. Watch for a bounce tomorrow. 1, 2, 1, 2. Hopefully you get a bounce and a third wave up to go and retest 61.50 and break into that empty space around 63 and maybe all the way into that shit. So I'm not gonna sit in front of my chart all day. All right. I'm keep commenting, guys. I don't care if you spam a little bit. I already did Apple. I hear my voice in the background. It was weirding me out. Let's look at the 24-hour VFC Corporation major box right here. Channel. Oh, there's a channel here. So it would appear that you have a confluential level at 1521. So right now you are looking at a candle close above 1521 in order to move up into the 1626, where you could then punch back and go into the $18 level, which would be right there. So, all right, SMCI, right here, guys. This is that federal, this is the FDA calendar. Okay, so this is for biopharmaceutical shit. If you actually get, I don't. So yeah, so look, sepsis, treatment of obesity, right? Like, and you can go and look at the fucking stock name, and you can go look at the reputability, you know, if they're reputable or not. You can focus, look, critically ill COVID patients. Allergies. So I mean, my recipe when I did play this more often was looking for cancer related stuff, which it feels fucking shameful, but it's unfortunately how they, I mean, Saba is a really good example. I typically stay away from biopharmaceutical shit unless the season is, and it was more when COVID was on top. All right, so my analysis here on SMCI right now, I have a lower time frame box. Tomorrow, I want you guys to watch SMCI to bounce potentially off of the top of 808.22. Okay, so move down to a 4-hour level. We then have a retest level at 829.42. So take that away. So my thoughts right now are bounce, retest. If that retest is not a retest and it is a re-break back up, I would see a 865.20 level hit right there. And if you do break down, I would be looking at a 788 bounce. All right, Riot. Wow. Now that is pretty curious. 2004.4 says you're still good. So Riot, $9.01 confirmed as the level to hold. You got a major retest wick right up into this box up above. You did leave some sense of empty space outside of that. So let's break down how does Riot get back up. And Riot gets back up by punching and closing an hourly candle of 935 and 958, which is just another small obstacle. And then I would be looking for an attempted retest of 1017 right there. All right. MDGL, Madrigal. I charted this before? Apparently. On the weekly, I believe. Yeah, that's why I have that box there. It's a weekly box. And we're sitting, looks like above cost basis. So, I mean, I'd be aiming for 312 if these candles can push off with volume. Might be wrong on this one. Let me zoom back in here. It's not the clearest chart. You do have a very clear overhead resistance. There is an area, but the consolidation isn't super consistent. So yeah, I think right now I'll look at this on a lower time frame, and on the 24-hour we're looking for a 290 candle break or open, and that's when you'll be able to access that 310 mark up above. So thoughts on super mushrooms? What the fuck? Regular ones are fine, I think. All right. Target. Ugh, let's just delete everything. So I'm gonna do a little bit of weird shit here. Yeah, that's weird. All right, so we're gonna aim down. Typically don't like always coming off of that floor, but I see confluence there. So maybe targets looking, I mean, if you look at this bare bones, it does appear that target has a great straight leg up to 156.80. So let's go down to the 4-hour. Fuck. Where did you wick? You wicked off of 150, and that's the only green candles that we have to our left. I mean, literally the only, I mean, you got two specks of two green candles here, but that 150.68 is exactly where you need to break. Underneath you, a bounce or retest off of 148.72 would be pretty, I think that'd be pretty solid. And then, yeah, I think at that point, 153 and that top, 156. It literally looks like fibs. That looks like institutional trading. Sarah Puda. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Wow, this is a wild looking stock. All right, so 182 is the simple analysis here. 156.60 directly underneath you is your retest level. 24-hour time frame. You've already done it. Beautiful retest there. So now you're pinned in between two levels. Let's look at the 4 hour, see if we can be more descriptive. We're going to bring that up. The 4 hour now says 160.42 candle close below, and you might end up looking south. If we then look here, I think that's good. Yep, that'll be your cost basis above 166.30. You have a tap of 172.50. 2 hour candle 172.50 to the upside. Hourly time frame, way better, way more beautiful. So to the upside, you have a Potter box with a cost basis of 169.50. I'd be looking for an hourly break of 169.50, 169.75, and then a punch back to the upside. But I think what's also pretty clear is that you have a pretty solid downtrend. So if anything is breaking 159.66, I'm aiming down. Where am I pulling these numbers from? Are you talking to me or not me, as my wife is in Target now? I'm on Potter Stock Watch. Yeah. Gotta keep your ladies out of the targets, guys. You're heading for financial ruin. People say I'm trading against market makers. I'm not. I'm trading against my target holic. So this analysis doesn't get easier. I mean, I know that sounds wild, but it really doesn't get much easier than this. You just wait. Beautiful channel. And then this channel is meant to be broken. So as of right now, with you lagging the way that you are and the wicks at the top, I wouldn't be surprised if you maybe saw a leg down, and I think you would see a nice, again, potential. We're only looking at the potential here, since here's what we don't do. Inside of a box, we don't do anything. We just wait, right? Want $40, candle open 24, we'll take it up. Candle close underneath at 137.80, and we look down, right, to the structure underneath. So I think that would set up a amazing potential punch back, and then we go and see that new high. Obviously not new, but, and then right now $43 is the first target to the upside. So maybe a little bit more cooking, but all right. Especially when I went and bought second Harvey without shit. Thanks to the PBS, I don't have to worry when my girl goes to Target. That's amazing. All right, Affirm. Now this one, listen, this is the master of deception. This stock right here honestly has me, I don't know, dude. It's got Ohio Riz. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just not it. It's got a level 2 GIAT. No cap. All right, I'm done. So double boxes, right? 36. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Views went down 20 people. 20 people immediately left when I started doing that. I love it. Anyway, 36.35 is that skibbity break mark to the upside on the weekly, but at the same time, this thing is so heavily consolidated, so heavily pushed back and forth within this range that it would only take one singular event to fucking squeeze Affirm. And I honestly haven't looked at it, but it'd be interesting to see what the short volume looks like on this. So as of right now, it's Affirm outside of 36.25. Yeah. So you just need to increase your sigma on that one, and you should be good. Nike. I think I talked about Nike last week. Yeah, we did end up breaking above that 96.80, and now we're pinned between the level we need to break on top of and the level that we just broke out of. Right. So here and here. So I would personally, even though the wicks come off of $98, so I would just be looking for a break of today, hourly time frame. You can go ahead and trust this pre-market box right here, 96.50 on an hourly breakdown, and you could see a decline because you are coming up on a rejection here. So the firm is about 10% short of a 250. Okay, so thank you. You said you only said it for earning. Mostafa, what was that? Nike on what? That's right. Nike does have earnings. So let me look at some price targets. That's right. So let me go ahead and okay. I gotta remember this. I gotta remember this because I see it. I see it right here. Hold on. I'm gonna show you my listen. I'm gonna give a target of 120.72. No kizzy. Box. Punch back 102. Right. Empty space. That's my target. That's my target. I actually kind of think that'll hit. I really do. Thank you guys for tapping your screen. If you guys are still rocking with me, appreciate you. All right. CL. Is this all-time highs? Good heavens, I can't help you. So on the weekly, you're absolutely ripping. On the 24-hour, you're absolutely ripping. So psychological. I wish I could do more. Wish I could say more, but honestly, I can't. There's nothing else except for psychological numbers. You hit 99 today, $100 is lurking right above you. So I know where you can't go or where you need to avoid right now. You've got a box around 97.50 that's dying for a retest, and so that's what I would be with a little bit of a pullback here today. That's what I would be considering as a potential bounce level here. So AVGO. That one also punched through. This one is mirroring NVIDIA. I talked about this one as well as a potential really good play. It did dive straight into that 50% mark that we talked about, 1590. So that's 50% of this big ass green candle. We bounce, or we half-ass bounce. Hourly, slight curl, but nothing really showing either. So honestly, this thing could see a complete retracement back down to 1437. I think this is about where it does need to save face. If you delete all of this stuff and kind of just focus on what's above you, lots of empty space. Right now, we are looking at a multi-level. So we have 1620, level 1, and 1650 as level 2 on AVGO. CL, and those are the two levels that need to be recovered. I already did that one, shit. SMCI, I think I did that one as well. This one is now, so as of the punch back this morning, I believe we're looking at 808.60 as a potential bounce mark there on SMCI. So structure right here. I did do this one as well. CMG. Chipotle. Oof. No, that's not super clean, but the weekly is. The weekly says you're trying to hold cost bases, but you are attempting a breakdown below it. It's kind of crazy because Chipotle is pretty serious about retesting before it goes back up. You popped up, you made a significant new high and pulled back down. So honestly, looking at this right here, you have to bounce. There's a bounce, and on the 24-hour, that box will expand a little bit. So we're looking for a Chipotle break outside of 32.45, 32.50. Yeah, C8. Damn. Yeah, so I think you made a straight breakdown. I'm sure everybody's going to call this a double top. You bounced off of this structure underneath you. $55.50 is your cost basis underneath you if you drive price action down a little bit lower. It looks like you might, but let's dive down a little bit deeper. So there's a possibility for a 58.40 bounce right here, and for our price to go back and forth. An attempt, because this is offering empty space right in here, so you might be able to go up and hit that retest of around 71.17 outside of 64.80, which is right
There, so 6472, sorry. 6472. And like I said, underneath you, it's 5550.
Imagine using only double tops. I know. Net has a good setup. By the way, this Thursday is a guided charting class. So if you want to chart, you're going to share your screen. I'm going to watch your screen and I'm going to help you chart. All right. So this requires participants. That means you can either pay to be a participant or you can pay to just watch. It's not that expensive. It's $50 to participate. It's $25 to watch. The details and where you got to pay is on TikTok. I've done this for free multiple times and I do it for free and nobody shows up or nobody talks. So I need to make sure that people do that. Just throwing that out there. Pay to watch. Yeah, you got to pay to watch. We even got a chair for you. It's the Potter Box chair. It's where you watch. You'll be a little watcher. Celsius does have some hint of a channel here with that lower tap right there. So I don't know, this one, Celsius actually opens up to be a potential really, really good bounce trade eventually of it, wherever it decides to. But empty space, and beautiful structure. This is an A+ setup when it climbs back up. You do have to do an air chair while watching Visions. That's fucking funny. The air just hover against the wall. That's crazy. Women double top, or why did I say women? I'm sorry. Impact Shares YMCA Womenas Empowerment ETF. Break this down for me. Oh my God, it's a liquid as fuck. It's liquid as the WNBA before. I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. Box. I mean, it moves, you know? It's moving. I don't know if that's a box, though. One too many beers, buddy. Sorry. I haven't had that many beers, though. Caitlin Clark is actually fire, though. There's a lot of, now that I'm watching it a little bit more, it gets litty. I do use TradingView Premium, correct. Yeah, that's a weird ass stock, but I mean, for right now, I would say just looking for a weekly candle close about 36.15. It's just super liquid, super duper liquid. So, all right, go ahead and one last final round. Please speed tap your screen, throw out your requests. Also, before I get off, everything is 25% off still. So if it's on the website, it's off 25%. All right, let's take a look. Team. Now I haven't looked at that in a while. Weekly time frame. You getting ready for a bounce? Trend. I think we already broke that bounce level, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't know how I feel about that. So let's take a look at this. Damn. I typically don't leave anything out, so no. Let's go ahead and break this down from a structural standpoint. Potter Box, again, look at the fucking beautiful cost basis bounce there. So I would say right now, where we're at, now we're coming out of an area of consolidation. Let's see what's been holding us down. So whatever this wick is right here, that 165.82, is keeping us from moving into this empty space up to 180. So let's look at the 24-hour now. Now that looks pretty good, a little bit better, but the immediate 171.30 or even 162.72 need to be watched for. And my goal, or the goal here, would be to go up and retest 170. So this has a potentially really good setup. I would say
maybe a 5-day play at minimum. If it's not liquid, I sit in the corner and watch. If you're not liquid, what type of calls or puts do you recommend? I mean, hopefully you're solid. Presumably you wouldn't be liquid. No, I'm just kidding. I don't fuck with covered calls. The only time I use covered calls is if I have to. Like if I needed to use a covered calls, I'm heavily invested in ELF. Right? ELF is one of the stocks that I have it in the 80s. So yeah, if I need to do covered calls on that, they call me a solid snake. Okay. I personally use, I just buy and sell options. So I don't do any naked or covered calls as a play. Like that's not, we're not making considerable gains, right? You might have like some guarantees, but so does my system. My system has guarantees, so. All right, CGC. Questionable. I really don't like any of this. Now, whatever that is, gets moved down, gets popped up, gets moved up. And I just, you know? So let's look at the 24-hour. The floor is here, so I still see a potential leg down. You got a lot of weak candles at this floor. I see 705 is the floor that needs to be recovered. I mean, right now 656 and 647 are two levels to watch for to the downside. You have some semblance of a consolidation mark, so 750 to the upside on CGC, but I honestly could see this thing breaking down anything underneath 630, and you got empty space galore to 460. So I don't do any double tops. Also, if I'm not mistaken, you did not top out at the same place. So for me, that would not be something I would consider to be a double top. If anything, looks like it's creating a very boring and flat channel. Weekly doesn't even tap that very same top. So just a second high, just a potential channel. First time on stream, looking to get any trading, what do you think should be my first steps? Take your time. Observe what other people have to say. I'm glad that you met me first. There's a lot of people who go through the patterns and the ICT, but I would watch. I would pay attention for a couple of weeks to what people, obviously I have a system that works really well, and actually the students who do the best inside of my group are the ones who are new. Who, again, I'm not here to give you signals. I'm not here to tell you what to do on a daily basis. You can follow me into my trades. That's entirely up to you. But at the end of the day, I'm here to create people who can do this on their own. So I've surprisingly gotten okay at bull call spreads with things out of my price range like NVIDIA. Even this free stuff pays. Yeah. So, I mean, if you learn my strategy, the way that I see this and the way that I've heard back is that if you learn my strategy, then you're going to be able to take the analysis that I give you on here and quite literally make your own trades off of those. So it opens up a world of opportunities for yourself. And again, so nice job, Flair. All right, guys, we're gonna do one more. What else do we got? Last one. I've done ELF, I've done NVIDIA, run. We'll do this, we'll do one more after that. I gotta go put my chickens to bed, dude. You got a really tricky setup here with the run. Right now, run needs to break over 1487 and or the 1650 mark on the weekly. You're just sitting on your floor, which is also sitting on a weekly floor. So this is kind of stagnant right here. I think it's probably not a bad idea, yeah, to look at the monthly where this actually opens up a lot of clarity, right? So right there's our floor. We can see clear bounces. off that floor. We can see our floor here. We can see clear bounces off that floor as well. We can split that in half, and we can see that's what's kind of fighting with us. So yeah, this actually is an incredible setup on the monthly. Really solid punchback potentials here. Empty space up to 44. So right now the entry for me would be around $20. So all right, last one here. We're gonna go ahead and do CRM. Now I'm gonna go to the weekly here, and we'll go ahead and box it out. Okay, so as of right now, you've got two levels that CRM are, and this one goes back up. Now, I'm pretty sure last week I told you guys that we should be watching for the bounces around this structure, or a couple weeks ago. That is in fact what we did. We've bounced off of 230, and then the 245.38 is what will grant us access to 250. 250 reclaimed, and I'm looking to eat up all of that empty space probably in a week's time. And then I think this for me, when I look at this, when this sets up, I'm long because I see a empty gap. This gets filled. So any interest in showing us how to add these boxes into the trading view chart? Yeah, sure, right now. So right here, if you go to the, hold on, it's been a minute. Yeah, so go here, you'll see a brush. In that brush, you'll see a rectangle. And once you click on that, you can draw it. Once you draw it, you'll notice it doesn't have a middle line. I actually just dropped a request again for a couple of other things, but they did this for me. Click on that middle line, and that'll give you that 50% mark that we're looking for. So, all right. Anyway, I'm out for the night. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be uploading this on YouTube. If you guys don't mind, maybe drop a comment on my Twitter, on any one of these social media profiles that are linked in my bio. I do post shit on Twitter, so you guys can check me out there. Otherwise, have a good night. Peace. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you all. Everything is 25% off in the Discord, so if you guys are interested, make sure to shoot me a DM. Let me know where you're from, what you're doing, how you're doing, and why you're here. All right, peace. That's a turkey, not